Well, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good whatever it is that you're having. Welcome, welcome to Transformation Tuesday, this December 31st, 2024, the final day of 2024. Let's take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. As you release all the good, the bad, the perceptions of 2024, and make welcome for 2025. So I wanted to come to you today. Let me take a sip of this. There's hot tea I'm releasing today. Apologies if I coffee your face. But I love this mug that I got from one of my clients. And it says, be the change on it. Be the change. Let's take a deep breath in. And let's just up level that word there. Become the change. There's something about be the change. It's like, yes, ma'am, when I have to be perfect, like right now, when I say become that change, it's like, oh, I'm a spiritual being becoming a change agent in the world. How about you? So as I looked around in preparation for this final Transformation Tuesday, which, by the way, we've been coming to every Tuesday since March of 2020, I wanted to lead you in a meditation. But before that, I wanted to invite you. I look back in my room, in my home, and everything, and some of my old messages of where I was during 2024 and the quote that came out. And I have it on my wall. I have sticky notes everywhere, by the way, to remind me to that my thoughts create my reality. And one of the first ones I want to introduce you to was up in Colorado at a conference that I go to every year. And one of the speakers said something that really grabbed me, and I wanted to pass that on. So listen up. You can also go grab a pen and pencil. We're going to be doing some journaling a little bit later, but he said that he gave up, seize the day, because what that was, he would wake up in the morning, get busy, 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 and not really enjoy the present moment. So he changed seize the day into join the day. So I invite you to join me into this day, into this moment, into this moment in time. So there's a couple other quotes. I love this one that you might want to write down. And this was from John Boggs, one of my favorite quoters, uh, about counting. You know, how we get into these numbers, counting. And the quote is, you can't count the number of seeds in an apple. Oops, you can count the number of seeds in the apple, but you cannot count the number of apples in each seed. So my question to you today is, looking back on 2024, what seeds have you planted in 2024? Seeds where maybe you released an old habit and you put a new habit in that you want to nurture that seed. And what weed seeds are growing from 2024 that we want to pull out and plant new seeds? Question there. So we've got join the day. You can count the number of seeds in an apple. You cannot count the number of apples in the seed. Oh, and here's another little gem that I just read from Brian Proctor's book called My Dad Knew the Secret. And he talked about the that the lesson about talking good behind someone's back. You know, so often I catch myself, or I'll be in a conversation where there's gossip and criticism and complaining going on. And I can either release myself from those conversations or join in. And what if I made a commitment in 2025 to begin talking good behind someone's back? Like, when I look back at all my mentors and all of my years on this planet and doing this work, I really can talk good about what I've learned. Sometimes it's from little kids or people in the street. And what if I taught good behind the back? Something I want to take in 2020. So if you're willing, I'd like to take you into some meditation time for 2025. So here we go. Let's take a deep breath in. It starts with the breath and release. Stay grounded right here where you are, right here, in acceptance for being right here, right now. Put your feet on the floor. Breathe in and release as if from a straw. Now bring to mind and write down 5 things that you're grateful for or grateful in. 5 things you're grateful for or grateful in this day, December 31st, 2024. Okay. Now look back at those 5 things that you've just written and get that feeling tone of gratitude and bathe yourselves in gratitude. Bathe yourselves in gratitude for each of those 5 events, people, situations that you just wrote down. Okay, part 2. What have you accomplished in 2024? Let's go into my accomplishments for 2024. If you do this on a daily basis, you can look at your accomplishment from yesterday. From yesterday, this last week, Christmas. What have you accomplished? Maybe you've accomplished a dream. Maybe you've accomplished finding the love of your life or that job. Maybe you accomplished waking up in the morning. Many people didn't. Whatever it is, look back on your accomplishment. Let's go for 2024 and write those down. There's magic in taking it out of your head and putting it on paper. Just let me say that. This meditation will mean so much. So your accomplishments of 2024. Now the third step is, what have I learned about myself? What have I learned about who I am in 2024? What have I learned? Have I learned persistence? Have I learned self-love, self-care, tolerance? What have I learned? Step 4. what am I releasing? What would I love to release in 2024? Release. And resolve. Release or resolve. Release judgment, resolve to be more tolerant. Release. What would you love to release? 2020. Okay, so the second part is how am I committed to repattern? So we release, and what would we put in that place? I repattern. I'm acceptance of everyone. I'm doing the best, but everyone is doing the best they can. Release, resolve, repattern. Okay. Step 5. What is your vision or dream for 2025? What would you love? I'm going to start out with I am so happy and grateful now that 2025 was a year that, what would you love? What would you love in your health, in your relationships, in your vocation? What would you love? What would you love for time or money? 2025, what would I love? Okay. And now we're going to make a short-term SMART goal. A goal for January 31st, 2025. What would I love as a goal for January 31st, 2025? You start this out by January 31st, 2025. I will have lost of 10 pounds. Be more gentle with myself. What would you love? So we have the big dream for the entire year. And now short-term goal is by January 31st. Okay. Step 6. Write down 3 being statements. Who are you being as you achieve those goals or walk into that vision? 3 being statements. I am being love in action. I am being generous. I am being calm, confident. 3 being. These are your being statements. I am being. So you have your gratitudes, your accomplishments for 2024, what you've learned about yourself, what you're releasing, resolving, and repatterning. You have a vision for 2025, a short-term goal by January 31st, and 3 being statements. So let's take a deep breath in. Good work, by the way. And take a deep breath in, because it's all energy, and you took the energy to take it in this time. It's all energy. And the final journal is, what's important now? WIN, it's a win. What's important now during this day, this 24 hours? What's important now? Write down 3 action steps for what's important now for today, where you're taking who you are being into now, today. What is important? Okay, great. All right. So right now, let's take a deep breath in. And we did the journaling. We got it on paper. Now let's put on, in every cell in your body, that person, that energy state of this whole exercise, this whole energy, what it's like to live that person. Okay, here we go. Go. Yes. Say yes. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I want to end with a little letter to yourself. Okay. The one thing that I've learned and that I've taught is, like, there's, right now we're on a borderline. We are on a human, we made it, human borderline of a human year of 2024. And there's a border tonight at midnight. And then there's the other side. And inevitably on that borderline, there's this thing called fear. That's the good news. Fear is the borderline of the reality that we've known into the unknown. The only thing that really is important is right here, right now. And it's all energy. So what I would love to have, there's a lot of journaling for today. I've done it and I will continue to do it. But knowing that when I write this letter, when I take a commitment and write a letter to myself about a promise that I'm making myself of who I am being in 2025. So I write this letter, starts, I promise myself, boom, I promise myself to live happy, joyous, and free, right? And then why this matters to me. This matters to me because, and if I knew the power breathing me was more powerful than any circumstance, condition, or situation, I would. If I knew that the power breathing me was more powerful than any circumstance, situation, or condition, I would, for me, go out and live this day. See the joy, see the nature, see the good in this day, and then commit myself. I commit, because there's something about a commitment to myself that I'm going to keep it. So whatever it is that you're doing today, know that I so appreciate you for being with us this, 5 years, this whole 2024. Some of it was insane and crazy and everything, but we're right here, right now. We get a chance to create, right? So no, let's go back and recap. Number 1, let's go join the day. Let's join this day in peace and love and willingness. Let's do it in gratitude. That quote about the apples. You can count the number of seeds in an apple, but you can't count the number of, wait a minute. You can count the number of seeds in the apple, but you can't count the number of apples in seed. So go out and plant some seeds today. What the heck? Okay? And I'll see you next year, 2025. I appreciate you. I love you. And I see you. I see every single one of you living fully, acting boldly, and growing confidently.